Peace and Black Power. It's your brother Lounge born alive here on day 17, day 17, day 17, discussing unity throughout the diaspora. Where you listening from, make sure you go to www.youtube.com/do the knowledge radio. DOTHA. And we'll get started real quick right after these messages.
Yo, peace and Black Power. It's your brother Knowledge born alive. Do the Knowledge Radio. The place where knowledge is born.
Knowledge Radio.
This is 3K.
Think Tank.
This is 3K. Hey. This is 3K.
I swear that knowledge is born. It's where I swear that knowledge is born. It's where I swear that knowledge is born. It's where I swear that knowledge is born. Who ducked, who drew down, return fire. We're the warriors, the healers, enlighten us. I'm tired of the same old, that game old with an upgrade. I'm a sunbathe in the sun rays while my guns blaze and they complain. Devil, my level not attainable. My metal, not malleable. I'm a man, didn't need that manual. Reparations is incalculable. Yeah, we wanted in blood, dead in the begging, head in the beheading, metal to the meddling. Members is aggressive, getting to the Armageddon. Karma, seem calmer when it comes to retribution. Caliber, catalyst in my clips and I use them on traitors and haters and the ones that spread confusion. Cause the devil's playground wasn't built for our amusement. Hey, meet me at the guard hour. Hey, in these strange days, you gon' need a strong counter. Spin like Beyblade. Impenetrable armor, Orient aura. This story, this saga get gory before it get calmer. Keep holding that revolutionary posture. 85 gon' dip and dodger, but when they get monster, they turn into MC Light, earrings, and become door knockers. I'm irate, they pirate the culture, send them to Davy Jones' locker. It's okay. Let them think that you lost it. Be patient, this type of thing you can't force it. Play possum, but not know out the road. And they can't comprehend cause the language is coded. We plan ideas and we plan explosives. Make your pockets go from more bits to more bread. The portal done open, they can't close it. You ain't got a sideline, you could cause more risk. No set birth date, no Dorian Gray portraits. It's about to get ugly and these devils can't forfeit. Ancestral memories, so no, I won't forget. What we building is an impenetrable fortress for sure. Every show is just like a course ship, and my flow for sure tighter than your gal's corset. It's okay. We are the source, you can't outsource it. Even Spartans don't want no parts left. What do you know? Before you know it, 3,000 wild Africans at your doorstep. Hey, meet me at the guard hour. Hey, in these strange days, you gon' need a strong counter. Spin like Beyblade. No, we will not cower while the rest they play safe. We will move with God's power. This is not for play. Honor my ancestors, pray the Orient day. Peace to you, loved ones, stay dangerous and stay safe. AKAs and AKs coming to make their caves cave. Wreck the race like take case, stay dangerous and stay safe.
Just walk up on me, and they're just like, you know can just see the hunger in their eyes. Like as soon as you know what I mean? They was like, yo, we agree, and we think that you would fuck with us, and I'm telling you, like, we nice, and just give us a fucking chance type of shit,
That's right. Just give us a chance. Okay? Just give us a chance. Tell somebody to just give us a chance. Oh, I was about to start. All right, my bad. I'm back. I'm focused. What we talking about again today? What we talking about? I don't even remember no more. The importance of building meaningful relationships across borders, cultures, and communities throughout the African diaspora. Unity is presented as both as a necessity and a strategy for collective progress. Unity is strategy. Okay, so in the previous episode, before there's a strategy, there's a self. Okay, there must be a self. Society is a group of people who come together for one common cause. Group of people. Group of people. Group of people. Shout out to Oba Adedayo, my brother, my family. You understand? He told us about family, tribes, nations. A group of families come together and form a clan. A couple of clans come together and become a tribe. Some tribes come together and become a nation. Okay. So in that nation, it consists of a bunch of families working together cohesively in unison with a singular focus of this nation to become something other than a determined idea, something long-standing and everlasting. Just like your bloodline, just like your family. So if your family is in one accord, on one accord, there is no limit to what can be accomplished righteously within the familial bloodline. Man, I ain't got to try to figure this out. I wrote a book about it called The Power of the Black Family. When did I write it? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Last year. Well, yeah. When did I release it? Yeah. On my God Day, June 2nd. Oh. You mean that book you released the same day as Nameless Knowledge? Yep. All right, let's go to it. Let's go to it. Yeah. Let me go to it. Okay. Let me go to it. And let y'all hear the theme music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother, United Front General Bomani. Y'all see my brother Bomani do the video, right? My brother Bomani Mayasa, one of the founding members of United Front, did that video for me and allowed me access to their musical archives to utilize the soundtracks on most of the books and the Voices of the Diaspora series, okay? All right? So let me go and play this song right here. Soundtrack of The Power of the Black Family. Bomani Mayasa. And Mountains of the Moon. Let's go.
Yo, brother, why we climbing this mountain? Because our ancestor Ake Khufu traveled thousands of miles as our ancestors took civilization from here all the way to what we call Kemet today, where the Arabs have invaded and ruled. And our ancestor Khufu and Narma, who opened the first dynastic period, said there must be a 26th dynastic period. Only way to get there is for Africans from around the world who care about our people, who hate our enemies, are willing to kill and destroy. To get there, they got to climb this mountain and go back to their ancestors. So we got to go.
Be with you, brother. Sitting at the foothills of the mountains of the moon, staring at the horizon, the war is coming soon. Sitting, thinking and contemplating while black power moves. Still gotta take the time to watch the flowers bloom while you saving up dough. trying to buy a car, I'm investing in gold bars and trying to buy a farm. The elder barber told me you can never be a man if you can't grow your own food, so buy your own land. I'm building my own home with my own hands, buying an arsenal to supply the whole fam. I'm going back to the motherland, reconnect with the brothers and bring the blacker, the stretch to cracking like rubber bands. I'm in Uganda in the city of Kampala, talking black economics and how to make $1 million. Made it to the top of the mountain and saw the landscape and shaking with my words cause I'm firm just like a handshake. Trackers want to try to stop the movement like a handbrake. It's the ancestral spirits that gave this man strength. African insurrection music, united front is the vanguard of the movement. Yeah, my ancestral spirits are talking to me. My ancestral spirits are talking to me. My ancestral spirits are talking to me.
The resurrection of African people. Under 26 dynastic period. The extermination of the white race. The resurrection of the Africans. Nobody can stop us.
Listen, sitting at the top of the mountain, beating the djembe, thinking about the brothers on the block like the Kimbe, training deep meditation like a sensei, rocking dashikis made out of kente, feeling proud, looking down at the clouds, always standing on my square, never dropping my crown. Building with the elders, 1 foot in the now. It's my duty to protect the black woman and child. Yeah, ready to brawl like I'm a Carl Cabral. My body is my temple, Taj Mahal. See, my mind is the monument. Words are the documents containing the wisdom to teach the populace about the white devils, the European apocalypse. Grabbing machetes for me to chop them with. Got the black 9, yeah, and I'm cocking it. Loaded with hollow tips, ready for me to pop them with.
Time when your leaders do all that they can do. They take as far as they can take.
My ancestral spirit.
In the last battle, the warrior class. It takes over for God. It takes over for the people. It takes over for the ancestors. There's only one person left in the end. And that's the warriors, Bomani.
Yeah.
They take you to the finish line.
Made it to the top of the mountain and got initiated into a brotherhood of stone cold liberators. Took an oath. No way to be infiltrated and choose my weapon, the black or the nickel plated. I break this oath, may I die a horrible death. My ancestors made it guide my steps, and I'ma fight like I'm the last one left. My heart too big, it may collapse my chest. With the spirit of Desaline, I'm clean. No weed and nicotine, no cocaine, crack, no dope with promethazine. This cracker is a demon, but you acting like a diva. Black woman is a goddess, almighty queen of Sheba. To try to live without her, that'll make you a believer. Like my action, keep me balanced with the scale like a Libra. Gotta be a good example, brother, see me as a leader. But don't try to twist the meaning if you see me in the beamer, cause you know I got the heater. Putting that work in, sweating by the leader, cause I'm shaking and I'm fiending just to hear a cracker screaming, begging and pleading for his life. Then I poke him with this knife and leave him leaking. I'm fully dedicated to African liberation, and I'm patient cause I know it takes time to build a nation. I'm fully dedicated to African liberation, and I'm patient cause I know it takes time to build a nation. My ancestral spirit is talking to me. My ancestral spirit is talking to me. My ancestral spirit is talking to me. My ancestral spirit is talking to me.
If you stand here at the mountains of the moon, you should feel, really blessed. Your entire journey and tour has been a journey of blessing, standing on holy ground. And you're right inside the pyramid. The original pyramid is this one. You're standing on the pyramid. And there are actually 3 of them. To tell you the 3 kings. The 3 kings. Now, underneath this pyramid is a lake shaped like the shape of Africa. And what that tells you with this lake shaped like Africa is to say, as you remember the pyramid, as you remember classical African history, as you remember your great achievement, just to know that you are doing it in the name of Africa and for the greatest good of African people.
So shout out to UFG Bomani for Mountains of the Moon. Mountains of the Moon, that's Power of the Black Family. I was supposed to be flipping through the volume so y'all could see it while the music was going on, but here we are. Here we are. All right. Here we are. See what's going on with the. Okay. Okay. Let's doing some of this old prices right. Oh snaps! A lot going on over here. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. 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 So y'all see it. The power of unity. Let me read that. Unity across the diaspora is essential to addressing the challenges faced by Black families, from unequal access to economic opportunities to the reverberations of systemic racism. These issues are interconnected. The solutions, therefore, must be built on a collective action. The strength of the global African family lies in its unity. By recognizing our shared experiences and celebrating our differences, we create a coalition that cannot be broken. Families who unite across diasporic lines form a bulwark against global systems of inequity, transforming our shared past into a legacy of empowerment and resilience. Okay? That's the power of unity. But as I was saying in the previous episode, principle unity. I'm not one for the philosophical utopian sort of perspective. Not me. I want people to unify on the basis of their foundation, on the basis of what they know, what they apply, what they understand, and what they live. So, Black people who think together should migrate together, live together, build together under that particular framework and cultural orientation that they are already living. If you're a Rasta, you're supposed to be with some Rastas somewhere. With the largest concentration of Rasta people, because y'all live in a Rasta way of life, and your talent, skills, and abilities, and your economical sort of influence can help bring a quality of life to a region on the face of the planet that's in your best interest. Black Christians, same way. Black Muslims, same way. Black Israelites, same way. Black agnostics, same way. Black atheists, same way. Whatever the case may be, find your people, get your families together, form some clans, form some tribes, and form your nation so you operate in a space of autonomy under the governing structures of your particular path, your particular way of life. And further evidence of that investment is your investment capital and your intellectual property, which is your mind and your heart, and build together. Build together. And that's the essence of principle unity. The essence of principle unity. So, I heard some people say over the years, it's not unified. It doesn't have to be uniform to be unified. I want you to understand on some levels that might appear to be true, but on other deeper levels, it has to be true. Unify and uniform have uni in it. Uni is a prefix. Uni means one. So it could be a million people out there. And if they're out there with one mind, that's something different. Versus they say that for the inverse, they say, oh, okay, well, everybody could look the same and have on the same uniform, but not be in the same mind, God. What about that? You know what I'm saying, Shane? What about that, Shane? If they're in the same uniform, if you can get them to come together in the same uniform, if you can get them to come together to be uniform, if you could get everybody in one place at one time at one uniform, if you could get that element together to move at the same time in unison, you can get the minds together. The minds will get together after a while. Everybody on the team has the same uniform. Everybody on the team has the same uniform. Everybody on a team has the same uniform. Unless you got the All-Star game, everybody representing their team. They got the uniforms of their team. But again, their team has their uniform. So you cannot put things together and say, okay, we could be unified and not uniform. Why would you want to be different than somebody that's on your team? If we had to go by anything, we could clearly define who's one team and who's another team. So when we look at the aspects of unity, we're looking at going from the traumatic to the triumphant. We're going at looking at and examining and breaking down and analyzing the things that destroy us as a team first. We're looking at that. We're looking at that first. And we're breaking down and eradicating those things that destroy us as a team. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take away, from some folks' egos and all kinds of stuff. But it's putting it all on the table to say these are all of the things that are working against us. These are all the things that happened to me. These are the things that happened in my life that were adversely affecting me. And I'm looking to put them on the table. So if there's a way for us to work through these particular challenges as a family, let's go there. Let's start with that. Let's start with that. That's traumatic. That's tragic. Those things are detrimental. These are things that are working to our detriment. These are the things that are causing these things that y'all say, as y'all call them, because y'all dope and y'all smart. Y'all be like, yo, these are generational curses. So once we eradicate the generational curses, now we're dealing with generational blessing. Now when the determined ideas come in regards to that, all of these minds are thinking the same about what the future looks like. We grew up eating out of the same pot. We grew up sharing food. We dealt with all of that all together. Slept on the same bed, the same floor. If it was one bathroom, we all used the same bathroom, all of that stuff. We have a shared collective experience in that regard, but we have different interpretations of that same experience. We bring those to the table too. And we hear one another. We might be hearing one another for the first time ever, and we grew up together our whole lives. What about that? So we might be seeing each other for the first time. What about that? So how do we reconcile through past hurts, through past traumas, and all of those things? If you want to address something, you address it. You be heard in that space of atonement. If it's reconcilable, if it's irreconcilable, then there's another discussion to be had. Not for here, but those are the things that are discussed with families in regards to that. From the traumatic to the triumphant. What does that mean? That means you start with the poor part and work your way with the goal in mind to get to the best part. So you're dealing with the poor parts of yourself to eradicate them, to overcome them, or to get them in a space where they're at bay or under control. Unless there's irreconcilable spaces or uncontrollable spaces, until you dead that. And for those who are left that are looking to go into the triumphant and are prepared to go in them spaces of being triumphant, that's what we're working with. That's what we're working with. We're not shrugging or glossing over any of the aspects of the trauma, because as long as the trauma exists, as long as the drama exists, so does the mistrust. And then it's no longer in the spaces to build for a place of repair. All right? A future interwoven. The diasporic threads connecting Black families worldwide are proof of an unshakable bond that emphasizes shared identity despite physical separation. These threads become more potent with each act of solidarity, each exchange of cultural wealth, and each recognition of a common goal. You heard me last episode, being a reminder of the mission being more important in the moment, but the mission is made up of defining moments. So the world recognizes the power of the Black family from an exploitative vantage point. That's externally and internally. There are people that are amongst us that are interlopers, that are looking to exploit us in the same way that the rest of the world does. And those are ones that have to be dealt with in another manner as well. We can't have predators and degenerates that exist amongst us. There's no way your family can look at you from a space of honor, or look at the family with a space of honor with predators in the midst. Just don't work like that. That's not how trust works. So from the traumatic to the triumphant, you go to the triumphant space where these things no longer exist. That when a determined idea that is sound, everybody gets alignment with, and they fit in based off of where their skill sets or capabilities are. Now people are excited to bring these ideas to their family and work within the family framework or dynamic to bring these things to life, because these things that are in the thoughts and the hearts of that family that is triumphant is working in the best interest of that family's future. Future in the woven. All right, let me see. I don't want to read anything else. The role of forgiveness and repair. Let me read a little bit of that real quick. Healing the wounds of displacement also requires acts of forgiveness and repair. For some, this means addressing personal risks within the families that have suffered estrangement. For others, it involves advocacy for restitution and reparative justice on a broader scale. Organizations calling for reparations or land reform work hand in hand with individual efforts to heal emotionally, spiritually, and materially. Forgiveness, however, does not mean forgetting. It means allowing the past to inform new futures that reimagine relationships free from inherited trauma. Families can rebuild trust and connections that oppression sought to destroy by focusing on repair. I said forcing. Rather than blame. Focusing on repair rather than blame. Right. So this role of forgiveness and repair. Let's look at it. Healing the wounds of displacement. Okay. Forgiveness and repair. So we're looking to forgive self and we're looking to repair self. Because the internal damage that was done, was done to self. So that's the space to work within the framework. Forgive self. Have you forgiven yourself? Because you can forgive the person or the people. And you can do that easily. But the shame and the guilt and the despair and the hell that exists within you for those acts or whatever it was that had you in that space is still in you. And it takes power and time and consistency for you to forgive self, no different than somebody else. To a greater degree, it takes more effort, it takes more time, and it takes more repair and more patience. So that sort of repair that comes into existence, it takes work. And if y'all heard me mention like the 12-step program, that's a process. And so is to that path of forgiveness. It's a process. And that path of repair is a process. I used to say, if you can say, I forgive, but I never forget. I used to say, if you could say, I forgive, but I never forget, then you ain't never forgive. I used to say that. I used to say that was proof that you ain't forgive. I used to utilize that as a measure in regards to where you are in that realm of forgiveness. If you could say, I can forgive, but I don't forget. When you're triggered, you'll bring back up what you remember. As if you had never extended that space of forgiveness. So I used to say, if you could say, I forgive and I won't forget, and you could just bring it up like nothing, you'll go circle right back to that on full tilt. Like ain't nothing happened. I used to question that. I used to think, okay, then maybe something is wrong with that. But if that's how you move on or compartmentalize or whatever the case may be, then all praises due. So that's why I wrote it. I wrote it for the people. You can forgive and not forget, whatever you like. Repair, though, requires other aspects. All right. Let me see what we're dealing with over here real quick. All right. Few more minutes. Let me see what else I got in here. I can read real quick. This was one of the classes I was teaching from this volume, and also Securing the Legacy. 2 master classes teaching from, and with the families, their mind in regards to what their futures look like is great. So working through some family situations with that. And the children, I love the children. I'm telling you, the children are amazing. I had spoke to, the families. We was doing some training, and I said, what's one thing that you could do better as a member of your family? And one of my boys, he said, my chores. Oh, man. I was laughing, okay? I was laughing. Then I said I was laughing, and I was laughing on the inside, okay? Laughing on the inside and loving on the outside. So I was building with the young God, and I said, what does chore mean? And he's like, something you have to do. I said, does that word sound attractive to y'all? I said, let me talk to the young people, because, us old people, we don't know nothing about that. All right. I said, does that word sound attractive to y'all? They was like, no, Baba, it don't sound attractive to us. I said, because it implies something you have to do, okay? Something you have to do. I said, do you have to pay the rent? It was like, no, Baba. I said, do you got to make sure that the electricity is on? They was like, no, Baba. I said, do you have to buy the food? They was like, no, Baba. I said, so what do you have to do? They was like, our chores. I was like, let's throw that word away. Let's throw it in the trash. I said, let's change it to contribution. I said, anybody want to contribute to their family's success, to their family's benefit, to their family's future? It was like, yeah, Baba. I said, so those things that are your contribution to the family, nobody should have to remind you to do them. They was like, huh. I said, it's your contribution. Yours. You should be excited to do whatever it is that lessens the stress from your parents so they could do what they need to do. And I promise you, I said, I don't know all your parents, right? I don't know how they is in the house outside of this stuff right here. I said, if everything is done, is anybody bothering you? They was like, no, Baba. I said, don't you like that? They was like, yes, Baba. So I was like, okay. So now let's just convert that into practical application in regards to your contribution to your family's success. So whatever you do to lighten the load and the burden in the house, it keeps the house in a state of what? They was like, peace, Baba. And they start laughing. You understand what I'm saying? So they can understand that. So now we're putting the family together in regards to due regard to everybody's contribution to the success and the proper sustainability of the family. Okay? Looking at it like that. We contributed. What's your contribution? Okay? I got 5 on it. You know, that's what the Looney said. And that's how I live my life. I got 5 on it. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it just beats like that sometimes. And I can't control the rhyme. All right? So, contributing. Understanding that each family member under the universal law of egalitarianism, if due regard is placed on the contributions of each family member will be a productive contributor to the growth of the family. And if no regard is placed in the realm of non-egalitarianism, each contributing family member will convert or revert into non-contribution or the detriment of the family's future. All right? So I think that's enough. Y'all don't even be talking to me no more. I be seeing y'all peeping in and out. Y'all can't even say what's up no more and all that. I thought we was cool. I thought we was tight. You understand what I'm saying? I thought we was cool. I thought we was tight. But I guess that ain't the case. So I'm going to just keep recording on the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. So if y'all don't get it now, y'all can check it out in the archives. All right? And leave a comment or something. All right? So with that, I say peace and love. And we'll be back for day 18's recording. 31 days of masterful content here on Do Knowledge Radio to inform, to inspire, to empower, and to create what masterful intent. Right? So I will see y'all shortly for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Peace, y'all.
Knowledge bomb. What's the science, baby?
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that. No more. This man mind is open. I'm an African. African. I'm a African. I'm a African. Let's get
And
back
that
to
motive
the
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.